Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we are going to be talking about Khalid Rahman's Unda, which is set in 2014 and which takes place in Idukki. The film opens with a number of policemen. They're all getting ready for their first out-of-state duty. They line up before a stage and a superior tells them, use arms only when necessary. It's not just an instruction, it also proves to be a big joke because many of these men are used only to lathi charges. One of these men says, I don't know how to use a gun, I shiver whenever I touch one. Commander of these men is S.P. Manikandan. He's superbly played by Mammootty. Even this character has never done much more than just very low-key things. He admits that he's not caught a murderer or caught a thief or any such thing. So these policemen are shipped off to Bastar and Chhattisgarh. There they are told that they have to prevent the Maoists from disrupting the elections, which are 5 days away. So in a way, this is a movie about waiting for an unseen, unknown enemy to strike. As Apocalypse Now showed us, the decision not to put a face on the enemy or the target of a mission can often be a brilliant one because for one, it infuses a spirit of genre into what is largely a character-driven drama. We keep waiting for the thrilling moments when the Maoists will finally show up. But two, it also helps to dramatize these characters because the battles aren't happening non-stop. We stop and observe these men and the gap provides a lot of time to see these characters, observe what they say and do. So one of them is a cop whose wife is nearing her due date. Another one is a cop who's nearing a divorce. There's S.P. Manikandan himself. He's kind of a team player, we get to know, because when the truck stops in the jungle and it gets a puncture, he doesn't just order his men to change the tire. He knows that the truck has to be lifted because there's no jack and he joins in the operation himself. On another level, Unda is a movie about alienation. Men from the greenest state of the country are transplanted into the red corridor. They barely speak the language, they don't know much about Maoist, and they're stranded between state and country because when they run out of arms, the Chhattisgarh government says, you're from Kerala, that's where you should get your arms from, whereas the Kerala government says, you're reporting for duty in Chhattisgarh, they are the ones who are responsible for providing the arms. Despite being about a bunch of Malayali policemen, Unda looks at all Indians. It looks at a tribal played by Omkar Das Manikpuri. It also looks at a local army officer played by Bhagwan Tiwari, who is from a family of patriots. Slowly it becomes apparent that Unda, despite the title, is not exactly about the bullets. The bullets are a MacGuffin. The story is about what happens around the wait for the bullets. So the story is about land. The story is about boys. In a sense of speaking, these policemen are boys who have to turn into men. The story is about our country's obsession with caste and complexion. It's about how the enemy can be those who are on the good side of the law. It's about how justified it is to send policemen off to guard an election, to safeguard an election process, which is often so corrupt. Despite all these trends, why does Unda feel like it's not quite there? And again, I'm going to reach for Apocalypse Now, which is also a story about a bunch of men on a mission and in strange jungles. Through carefully placed set pieces, we got to know how the jungle crept into them, how its presence invaded their very being. These set pieces informed the mission as well as elevated it. Unda lacks that sense of a larger vision. It is very content being the low-key story that it is, and after a while it seems to get stuck in a loop. The final showdown, a big action set piece, was actually a bit of a relief for me, even though it is off-tone from the rest of the film, because it takes all the blocks from earlier and actually builds something from it finally. But this is a very, very small complaint. In the end, I was enormously touched by all the things it takes to get a democracy going, to keep a democracy going, even if it is a democracy as strange as ours. The full review is up on the Film Companion website. If you like this video, do subscribe to Film Companion South and see you soon at the movies.